It's time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore. A Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you.
Brought to you by Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore.
And we got a special co-host in the building with us.
Hey, DJ NuffCed, the music shop. Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Good. Excited to be here with y'all.
Glad to have you this morning.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
It's going to be super hot, everybody. I'm excited for what's going to happen. So, Regina, we ain't heard your voice in a few weeks.
Well, did y'all miss me?
Did you miss me?
Yes, did y'all miss me? Because I missed this microphone. I missed the studio. I missed the love.
You better say you missed me.
You know what? Hey, talking to you, it didn't stop.
Listen, I'm talking about on the radio. But it was good. It was some very good guests that came on. We did miss you. So what's up?
You got to scoot over and get more in the frame here on Facebook.
Y'all see?
You got to scoot over a little bit here. You keep moving.
I ain't moving.
Can you stay in one spot?
But what I'm saying is, it is shifting over into spring, so it's time to shift and move.
It's time to shift.
Yes. So say it. Don't let her do me like that. But you're still not
in the frame, though.
Well, what you want me to do?
I don't know. Maybe you need to scoot over a little bit more.
Camera. What about to move the camera? Is this our camera right here? Right?
Yeah, we got to get it figured out.
Here, I'm in here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got to have it right, because when we do that reel, we got to be able to see your face, right?
All right, there you go. See?
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Y'all can't see me, but Regina talking about
I
me.
can't. So this morning, yes. we have Dave Wulke, the service manager at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet on.
Yeah, shout out to Dave. We're excited to have you on.
Yeah, shout out to Dave.
So Dave hadn't been on since, I want to say, December?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah. So we're excited because the word of the day is?
The word of the day is spring maintenance. And so Regina came up with that word of the day. And when I thought about it, the word maintenance, period, it just has me thinking about doing some checkups, right? So the therapist in me immediately thought about, okay, it's getting ready to be springtime. And when springtime comes, most people start to feel better because the days are longer, it's warm outside, and your mood begins to shift. And so when you talk about maintenance, you really need to do some self-inventory and kind of see, okay, what's working well for me and what are some things that's no longer serving me well. And so in order for us to stay well, sometimes we have to remove some things out of our lives or shift and pivot, as I told Regina earlier today. And so it's all about really looking at self. What is it that I need to do? Where am I now? Where is it that I'm trying to go? And how can I get there well? And so that's what I thought about with maintenance. And then the biblical side is just really self-inventory. Where am I at spiritually? What do I need to grow? How do I need to get closer? What is it that I need to do? So maintenance period is really taking a look at self and determining what else should I be doing to make me the most, the best person that I can be. Healthier, happier, whole.
So maintenance to me is making your to-do list. To schedule your happiness, because I think sometimes we get caught up in planning the future. We don't think about now, enjoying now. So when you make that to-do list, make that schedule time you're going to be happy. You're going to think of something that's going to spring you forward for the spring. And how do you do that? You make your list. What are the things that make you happy? Is if you have kids. Yeah. We talked about Cedric, when you go home after your Friday show, you said, I got to play with my son for a couple hours. So that's on his to-do list. And then when I also think about planning for doing the spring forward or springing right now, is I think about planning that trip. What trip you have planned to look forward to spring forward, to be happy. Then I look at when I do my list, it's like, okay, my birthday. What are you doing on your birthday? What are you doing right now, to plan for your birthday? And Dr. T, you know what I'm talking about because, you have your planned event at your church every year.
Oh yeah.
You know,
we celebrate.
Yeah, they love on her. They celebrate you.
Yeah.
You know, the whole church pours in. You pour into them every day. You know, every time pastor calls you're there.
Yeah, I love my church. Shout out to New Wine Glory Church.
Shout out.
Hey.
But what they do for you is they
love my
pour
church.
into you on your birthday.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of what you was just saying as far as planning a trip, man. I like the past few days, you know, I really just been getting out, enjoying the weather with my son, and that's definitely been helping rejuvenate and getting my mind right. Because one of my goals in the next couple of years is to get closer to the water. I want to go to the West Coast. I really want to relocate and move to the West Coast, and the winters just really just. They've been just so draggy, and they keep me down here. You know what I mean? So it's definitely time to get my mind right. Outside has definitely been rejuvenating. I would love to definitely. You saying that, I definitely got to plan a trip. Maybe get out to Phoenix or Arizona, go visit my relatives or whatnot. So I'm definitely gonna put that on my to-do list. But bad energy, that's something I gotta keep away from me for real this year. I've definitely been better with doing that in the past year, but I gotta stay focused and keep that bad energy away and keep my mind going in the right direction, and really just keeping myself up front mentally, as well as my people around me. You know, my energy is definitely important for them as well. So definitely looking forward to this spring, this summer, and yeah.
Yeah, because it segues. Spring maintenance definitely segue into the summer, right?
Yeah.
And so you both talked about trips. And what's different for me this year is I haven't traveled as much as I used to. So I'm used to traveling every
Me too.
quarter.
Yeah.
So because I need to put my feet in sand and I need to look at water, because that is what grounds me.
Yeah.
So when you talked about water, I got excited because where there is water, there's life. Where there is water,
I'm a
there's
Pisces, so
Yeah.
I love the water.
So where there's water, there's, like I said, life.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm excited about travel. But maintenance, yeah.
So thinking about, you said you hadn't traveled, you're thinking about traveling. What are some places that you want to go? Because here's the thing, when you make that list, you plan and you put those seeds out there for what you want to do.
Yeah.
So what do you see yourself traveling to?
I can definitely see myself going back to Phoenix and visit my relatives first. You know, I got a lot of cousins that live out there, my aunt's out there, even though my aunt will be here at the end of this month because my cousin's graduating high school. So
Shout out to the high school
yeah. But yeah, family. I gotta go see my family first, and probably after that, maybe it's been a minute since I've been to Florida. Maybe Miami. Maybe
South Beach.
Yeah, maybe me and my girlfriend. Maybe we'll go to Miami. You know, but
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Where you going, Regina? Since we on this trip, so listeners, listen, we encouraging you to plan that trip. So where you going, Regina? I mean, she encouraging you to go. Where you going?
You know what? I'm encouraging him because you know what? Let me just say this. So, you know, I follow you on Facebook, and shout out to you and your show.
Appreciate
because I was on your show, the Rise and Grind show.
First guest.
Yeah, first guest in the house.
Classic.
And so we took the famous picture. I love the picture that we
yeah.
actually took. But anyway, I know it's not time to interview you. But when I see you on Facebook engaging with your son, what's his name?
Arthur.
That's just
that's just beautiful name.
Named after my uncle. My late uncle passed. One of the things that he always used to say was, when you have a boy, name him after me. He never had kids. Mm-hmm. So he passed top of 2020, right before COVID. Mm-hmm. And I had definitely once we found out we was having a boy, I'm like, yeah, I got to fulfill his wish.
What a great way to honor your uncle. And
appreciate it.
The name Arthur along. See, names have meaning.
Okay.
But when you hear the word Arthur, that's a powerful name, because when you think about Arthur, you think about kings.
Yeah,
King Arthur.
I call him King Arthur.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so there's power in name. So that's a great name. Yeah.
So when I watch you on Facebook, when you're you're holding him, you're talking about. I look at the words that you're saying, and it all comes from the heart. And I said, that's your first child?
No, my second. My
It's your
oldest, he'll
second?
be 22 in September.
Okay.
No, November.
Okay, well, that was a different era, 22 years ago compared to now.
Yes.
Yeah,
So shout out-
20 years in
right.
between.
Shout out to your oldest son.
Appreciate it, CJ, yeah.
But see, shout out to CJ. But right now, being a father right now is a whole different world. And I could just tell you act like that was your first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very important.
Yeah, he's definitely keeping me going, keeping me youthful. You know, right now I definitely do my best to stay youthful. But 20 years in between.
That's
I was
a
20.
long
I was
time.
23 when I had my first. You know, thinking I knew everything,
you were out
knowing
there
I didn't know
playing
nothing.
then. He was out there playing.
No,
then.
I was good, but but you know, definitely, you know, looking back, I'm like, oh man, what was I thinking? I wasn't ready for no kid back then, but you know, I made it work.
That's pretty good. You know, sometimes what you don't think you're ready for is actually what you need.
Definitely.
Shout out to the oldest son. So
Yeah, shout out to my son. He's
CJ.
starting to get into music himself.
oh, that's good.
Yep.
And then, so he has you as a mentor.
Yep,
So you
definitely.
can show him the ropes. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah,
Daddy leading the way.
that's good.
I'm eager to see what my youngest about to do. He already banging on tables and everything.
Is he?
And singing.
Well,
And singing.
Yep.
take
He's
the
dropping a
word.
note. He's dropping a note.
Take the word. Train
He
up a
tried.
child in the way that they should go.
All the kids programs that he watches, all the songs and stuff. If he doesn't know the words, he can at least hum the melodies.
That's really good.
Oh, that's smart.
So it's in his blood already.
Yeah, definitely,
Good.
definitely.
Let me see. Was I humming it too? No.
How you know?
I remember.
Oh, okay.
You know I don't remember.
He clapping on beat and everything.
Listen.
All right. Well, you know what? It's 6:15,
It is.
and we are going to take a break, and we will be right back.
Are you paying high interest rates on a car loan? Do you desire to purchase a home, but you're unable to get approved? Perhaps you're repeatedly getting denied for credit when applying for credit cards. Listen, better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of instructions that anyone can follow. Call me today, 1-800-988-9184. That's Kathy Washington, your financial impact coach at 1-800-988-9184. Don't delay. Call today.
Hi, I'm Dave Wulke, Service Manager at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhamer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule a next service appointment at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
We're back, and we have on the line Dave Wulke, Service Manager at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. It's funny how this commercial was playing, and he's on the line at 6:15 in the morning. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. Good to hear from everyone.
Yeah.
Are you
long time.
are you at the shop or are you in bed? No, just kidding.
Somewhere in between. Let's leave it at that.
I know that's right.
You know what? So, Joe Longhamer Chevrolet Service Department is not open on Saturday mornings. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Service Department actually is open now until, sorry. Service Department now.
We're taking write-ups and drop-offs up to 6 p.m. now.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, okay. Wow. So when did that change go into effect?
We started that shortly after the first of the year, just to give folks an opportunity, to get that last hour of the day if they can't make it during normal business hours, so they can come on in, drop off, speak with a service advisor, get written up for the next day.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys decided to stay open that extra hour, because that helps, because there was a lot of customers that were coming into sales, needed to actually want to talk to a service advisor and wanted to have conversations. So that was very smart of whoever made that decision.
Exactly, because you have the working individuals, so the working customers, and so opening up that additional hour gets more people in to get serviced at one of the number one places. So,
right, exactly.
Congratulations.
You said it. One of the number one places, because that's where the Queen and Dave Wulke works. So Dave Wulke has been at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet, I believe, was it 30 years, Dave?
I just passed 34 years.
Hey,
30.
Hey. That's a milestone right there, bro.
Dave, you've been at Joe Longhamer longer than I had Sierra. Good job. Sierra 32. Come on, Dave.
Dave was there walking around. See, before Dave, your dad used to work. Somebody else in the family used to work at Joe Longhamer, right? Or no?
No, not my family. Nope.
Okay.
I was the first.
I was gonna say Dave was walking around there when he was in his diapers. He just didn't know.
Oh, okay.
He knew he.
I likely visited there, either buying a car with my family or having one of my family's cars serviced. That is a good possibility.
Well, that's good. So, Dave, let's get into it. What are we talking about today?
Well, I hope everybody had a good, safe winter. But as you know, spring is finally here. Want to talk a little bit about spring and summer maintenance, particularly with people taking some time off and having some road trips. And we think about, winter being the hardest on our cars. A lot of times we forget about, the weather's nice, the weather's warm, cars are starting real easy. Typically, we don't have any dead batteries in the summer, but we can't forget about putting a little extra on our cars and requesting a little more of them for some of our weekend getaways and such. But that's not to say that we don't need to pay attention to our maintenance schedules. Obviously, I'm a huge proponent of oil changes. I think it's the number one thing you can do to keep your car running smoothly, safely, cheapest insurance policy out there as far as the maintenance on your vehicle. But that all being said, certain things can take a toll. The summer can take a toll. Heat can be an enemy on things like batteries, your cooling system. If you're driving your car in 90-degree-plus weather, we need to think about making sure those tires are properly inflated. I know most cars now have that tire monitor system on there for you. But on a similar note, it's kind of funny. Someone will come in and say, I'm going up north and this weekend. I need an oil change real quick. That kind of triggers the idea that I better take care of my car. But on the same token, you might drive up north 180 to 200 miles on an average trip, but you won't think twice about driving that car 80 miles round trip for 5 or 6 weeks in a row. Sometimes it doesn't click. You know what I mean? But when we take that road trip, we're like, okay, we got to get our car worked on. We got to make sure it's tightened up and tires are rotated, oil's changed, cooling system's checked. Just got to keep everything in perspective and treat our cars just as good in the summertime as we do the wintertime.
So, Dave, it's funny because last week, I needed my vehicle. Now, if you're driving a up-to-date vehicle, let me say this, that everything's on your dash when you need your oil change, when you need your tire, well, not tires rotated, but when you need air in your tire. So I think I rode on 10% for like 2 weeks. And then something light went off in my head finally about 2 Fridays ago, about 3:45. You need to get your oil change. And right. I got my oil change, my tires rotated. I think I got my air filter done too. So when the vehicle tells you it's time, you need to get it done. Don't do like the Queen did, wait 2 weeks. Schedule it, and I'm there 5 days a week. Schedule it and get it done. So, Dave, exactly. I had a question. what should people? You said people are not getting dead batteries in the summer, but what about that older vehicle that when it doesn't tell you when you need to get your oil changed? What are some things that you need to be doing to get your vehicle ready for the spring or the summer?
Well, the first thing you should do, and matter of fact, it's in every General Motors service manual. They actually want you to check that oil with the dipstick under the hood. I'm not talking about looking at the life percentage in the dash or waiting for that oil change light to come on. We're actually talking about lifting the hood, putting a dipstick in there, wiping it clean, checking that oil, making sure that oil's full. They actually want you to do that every fill-up. Been a long time since I've seen people with their hood open at the gas station.
Every fill-up.
What
you looking like that? I can see. Wait a minute,
I'm just going to tell you, Dave. Wait a minute, Dave. Listen, you got me when you said you wanted me to lift the hood and check it. So, when you told me I got to lift the hood and check it, wait a minute, that really got me. But then you said every fill-up, I fill up twice a week.
Girl, you got a new car now.
I fill up twice a week.
No, maybe that might be a little overkill, but technically that's what the service manual wants you to do.
Wow.
So
I mean, it's good.
I'm gonna be getting on your nerve here because I'm pull up. So I'm thinking about the woman who literally be like, I ain't checking. So can we pull up and Joe Longhamer check it for us?
Every fill up.
The dealer, the maintenance department, y'all gonna hook us up.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna say this. Dave might have to repeat this. Now, if everybody just want to pull up and just check up under the hood, I'm gonna say, you got to make sure you bring your car back there for other maintenance.
That's it. Oh,
that's it.
Listen, listen.
Yeah.
I believe in going to Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. Okay, I just wanted to ask that question, Dave, because honestly, I would never thought of that. So I thank you for this information. And then we checking the oil because after so many miles, you need to get your oil changed. We know that, right? But if, like you said, we do a lot of in-town driving, and we don't think about driving 80, 100, 120 miles. We don't think about that. But if we're going out of town, we'll get an oil change. So that was good information to share with us today. So thank you.
Yeah, and then another thing we want to keep an eye on is absolutely take a look at that cooling system. Come in and see one of our advisors or make an appointment. We can start out with a coolant system flush or fluid exchange. Most General Motors vehicles now have a longer life coolant, and they'll give you up to 5 years, 50,000 miles. 100,000 miles even on the coolant. Again, I'm an old school guy. I'm overkill. I would probably, over the life of a car, I'd probably try to change my coolant 3 or 4 times. You're talking 90-degree days. You're on the road for a couple hours at a time. You're really taxing that engine, that cooling system. And when you use your air conditioner on your vehicle, that even taxes it even more. So you want to make sure you come in and look at, any service advisor can tell you when the last time it's been changed, providing you've been working with Joe Lunghamer. We have all that in your history records, and we can let you know when it's time for that next coolant flush. Taking care of your tires and your wheel alignment, making sure that everything's tip-top for the summer. I mean, oh, boy, the potholes around town, right? It's good to have that. It's good to have that wheel alignment checked just to make sure you're not wearing out that tire.
Come on down and see us down there, and we just got the roads fixed again. We don't. Let me just say this. This is just a little plug. So sometimes people think we have something to do with the streets that come down, Summit Drive there. We don't. It's not our street, but we do pay. We do have it. We have the streets plugged, right? But come on down there and you don't have a wheel alignment and you're not paying attention.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Listen, the trail that leads.
Yes. Hey, Dave, when it comes to older vehicles, about getting your oil changed on those, is it still 5,000 miles?
Sometimes that light, the algorithm for that light in your dash is going to tell you 5,000 to 7,000 miles, depending on how you're driving that. If you're doing short trips, start and stop, all that kind of stuff. If you got an older car that doesn't have that oil life monitor system on it, I would say never go past 5,000 miles or 3 or 4 months. I preach this all the time. Probably every time we talk. I'm old school. I got a new vehicle out there that requires a new synthetic blend oil change, and the manufacturers on that oil tells me I can go 7,000 miles. I'm not going to trust that. I'm going to stick old school. I'm really crazy about that. I like to stay between 3,000 and 4,000 miles, no more than 3 months.
Okay.
In between oil changes.
3 months. Okay, Dave, you schooling me today. You schooling me today. Because, if they tell me 5,000 miles, I'm going 5,999.
Right. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Everybody's got busy lives, and it's tough. But, we've been averaging about 45 minutes from start to finish on an oil change. That's not a whole lot of time when you consider what happens if I have an engine problem and I'm out 2 weeks for my car to get repaired. Not to mention, oh boy, I don't want to tell you guys about the bills on a new engine these days.
Wow. So, Dave, let's talk about air filters. Should you get new air filters every time you get your oil changed? Is that something that you recommend?
Well, again, a lot of cars now have an engine air filter life monitor, and it's going to give you that percentage. When you scroll through those options in your dash, it'll tell you, if you're close to needing one. If you don't have a vehicle that has that system on there, we're going to check that for you every time we do an oil change. We're physically going to pull that air filter at no charge, inspect it. If it needs it, we're going to get with the service advisor. The service advisor is going to come in that waiting room and give you a price on that, including a cabin air filter. Cabin air filter is another big thing inside your vehicle. The easiest way to explain that is when you're rolling through cow country and you smell that smell, you roll those windows up immediately. So the only air you're going to get is coming right through that cabin air filter. So you want to make sure that cabin air filter's new and doing its job. So, with every oil change, we're going to inspect those along with 27 other points on the vehicle, and that's free of charge with every oil change. We're going to take a look at everything, and if we see anything that needs attention, we're going to bring that to your attention.
So beware if the service advisor come to you and they have something in their hand, it's something you didn't do right it's something needs to be changed in your vehicle. So I watch the service advisors walk around with the air filter in their hand. Filthy as I don't know what. And I watched them do this to a couple customers. Let me see, in the last 30 days, right? And the customer, they said, well, you need to get this. They was explaining what they needed to get done. It was like, okay, because they knew that it was time to get it done. But sometimes what you have to do is you have to tell them. But you got to see know how you got to see your hand. When your handwriting bad and somebody, you may do your handwriting every day, right? But when somebody bring it to you and they show you and they can't read it, right? Then So I looked at this one customer. They looked like they came over. They start nodding their hand. I was getting tea in the service area, and the customer was like nodding their head, like, "Oh, here they come." They knew that it was time.
Yeah.
So just get your ducks in a row and get it taken care of.
But it matters, though, when you're with a trusted organization, too. When someone comes and tells you you need to change something and you trust your service maintenance people.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's good.
Well, that goes off to the fact, too, is I love the fact that, the years that Dave has at Joe Longhamer and the service advisors, it's about building relationships with the service advisors. And each one of the service advisors, their personality is they're very gentle and they're very kind. And I used to have this favorite one all the time now, but I had to open up, right? It was Steve Winkler. He's still one of my favorites. But now my other two, Juan and, I can't think of it. What's the other guy's name? Help me out.
We're talking about Ralph?
Ralph and Michelle, right? Michelle used to sell. She's back there in service advice. And we have two, what's the other two young ladies' name in service?
We have Melissa and Mallory.
Melissa and Mallory.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm having a little problems over here.
Dave, you should see it, Dave. It's hilarious.
Hey, Dave, What about transmissions? When is it time to get the transmission fluid changed or flushed, or what exactly do you recommend in regards to that?
Well, as you might imagine, you're going to get my standard answer. I'm a little overkill.
Just a little.
Yeah, but your owner's manual is going to tell you those intervals for the transmission as well. As a general rule, 40,000 miles is not out of the question to change those automatic transmission fluids nowadays.
Okay.
Again, there's really not anything. There's never too much maintenance, within reason. Again, pay particular attention if you tow a trailer, if you got an RV, a travel trailer, if you, if you're towing around a boat, anything like that. Got to consider the fact that you're taxing that transmission, and you might want to back that transmission service interval, back that up 10,000 miles. If you're doing a lot of summer trips pulling a trailer, definitely more important if you're doing that.
Okay.
That's good. So, Dave, if you had to give us one tip for all the listeners now, if you had to give us just one tip, what would that tip be in terms of maintenance for the vehicles?
Oil change. Wow. You can probably go back and pull some tapes from our some of our other shows. I'm always about the oil change. Today's engine, the way it's designed to increase fuel economy and to get more power out of a smaller engine, the way it's designed, there's so many more passageways in there that control valve timing, and they use the oil pressure to do these things, to accomplish these. Basically, the engine is adjusting itself to its driving needs all the time. And a lot of that gets done by the oil pressure inside the engine. And if it gets gunked up and it gets clogged a little bit, some of those things are not going to happen like they should. You'd be surprised, a lot of check engine lights that we get come in, and it's simply a matter of an oil change. Could have prevented that check engine light from coming on, prevented that misfire and that car shaking and running a little rough. A lot of times we can fix it with an oil change on that day. Sometimes we've done a little bit too much damage, and we have to be more invasive with our repair. But not just about the life of the car or the car's engine. The inside of that engine now is very dependent on clean, fresh oil to keep it running right.
Well, you heard it here. Dave Wulke, Service Manager at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet, located at 475 Summit Drive in Waterford, Michigan. If you need to get any service done, you can call 248-683-7100, 248-683-7100, and ask for one of the trusted service advisors if you need to get your vehicle serviced or maintenance. All right, Dave. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Appreciate you, Dave.
All right, thank you.
Happy Saturday.
Thanks so much, everybody. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
And we'll see you next time.
Hey, I'll see you Monday.
Will do.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we'll be right back after we take this quick break.
Are you paying high interest rates on a car loan? Do you desire to purchase a home, but you're unable to get approved? Perhaps you're repeatedly getting denied for credit when applying for credit cards. Listen, better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of instructions that anyone can follow. Call me today, 1-800-988-9184. That's Kathy Washington, your financial impact coach, at 1-800-988-9184. Don't delay. Call today.
Hi, I'm Dave Wulke, Service Manager at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhamer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule a next service appointment at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
So we're back, and we're back at our fun time of the show because we get to talk to our favorite guy, our special co-host this morning.
Yeah.
Cedric. I called him this morning Cedric.
I get to talk to y'all. It's fun for me talking to y'all.
Is it fun at 6:30 a.m. in the morning?
It's a little different. It's a little earlier than what I'm used to, but it ain't nothing, get up and get to it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, once you get on, it's on.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
That's good.
It don't take me much to get going. As long as I got my coffee, I'm good.
So you know what? I just want to give a little bit of our history because actually, I sold your grand when I first started in the car business, the late 1990s. I sold your granddad 2 cars, and your granddad, Miss LaDuh, was a breath of fresh air to me.
I was thinking that after you told me that when you was on my show,
yeah,
you played a part into my first car because when he got one of those cars you talking about is when I took.
You got to pass me down.
The Grand Am. Yup, my dad. That was my first car. Yup.
Oh, okay.
Yup. When he finally got a new car. So yeah, I'm sure that car that you sold played a part in reference to my first car.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've sold a lot of cars over the years in my career, but you always have those special ones that you remember that you can picture. That you can actually picture and actually see. And I could see your granddad's face like right now.
Yeah.
And I can't picture everybody, but his face I can picture right now because when he walked into the dealership, that's when I was at Arbor Pontiac. Right,
okay.
Arbor Pontiac,
okay.
Located at, I know the address.
Yeah.
500 South Updike.
Yeah. I remember that. That's where you went. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I just remember every time he walked in and, when you would walk in the room or walk in the dealership and it's just a breath of fresh air, and the good morning, how you doing? Come right over to my desk.
Yeah.
So now I want to say in the last 5 years, I enjoy more of those conversations that I used to get when I first got started in selling cars. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about you this morning.
Hey, it's about me because of him. He's definitely played a role and made me to who I am. He definitely was a people person. He lit the room up, and my dad the same way, and I guess passed down generation to generation. My brother too. Mm-hmm. He liked that too.
Grew up with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm excited though. Said, let's talk a little bit about what you said. One of the main messages that you wanted to communicate to others. You said that you control your own destiny. So as a therapist, that jumped out at me. So let's kind of get into it. What was your thought process behind saying that?
Oh man, one of the reasons I say that is, I got a radio broadcasting background. I went to Specs Howard, mm-hmm. and when I left,
shout out to Specs Howard.
Yeah, shout out to Specs Howard. When I left Specs Howard, because I went there not too long after I had my oldest son, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. Now realizing that it's time to really start utilizing my gift, and when it comes to music and radio, I've always from day one been highly involved in music. But when I went to Specs Howard, when I graduated, the job I was actually doing at the time, they knew I was graduating. They offered me a sales position and showed me the figures. And I'm looking at the figures versus starting interning at a radio station versus what they offering. And I'm like, yeah, the radio thing can wait for a minute. But as time went on, and I'm like, how can I get my foot really in the radio? It finally hit me. I can do this myself. So I started in the basement, grabbed a mic, figured out how to do it online, engineering. All this engineering they doing back there, I didn't know how to do any of that. I had to figure all of that out on my own. But I was that determined, up late, all night, a lot of times, until I finally, figured it out, got it right, did my first show, and 7 years in, and got my own studio now, and 2 shows now, and it's just a matter of getting your mind right and saying I can do it, what you want to do, and getting to it. So
that's good.
Yeah.
You mentioned determination, so I guess that was your key.
Yeah.
Like, that's your driving force. And now you have your 2 sons to really back that up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you're not doing this just for you. You're leaving a legacy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. When I started really picking up DJing when COVID hit, I had more time and whatnot, and kind of bored. And I'm like, yeah, let me start DJing. So I bought a beginner DJ control to start off with. And just last year, I upgraded to a way more sophisticated and professional controller. But I took
the one you have now in the studio.
The one behind me, yeah, the one, the actual DJ control, like when I actually go out and do shows or whatever. Yeah, I had a table right behind me, and my DJ control sits up there. But what I did, because at the time when I bought that one, I was like, maybe I should sell my old one. And then I thought about it. I was like, nah, my youngest, he might want to pick this up. So I put it up in my other room up at the studio, and it's waiting on him. So hopefully at the end of the year, when he slows down a little bit, he can start playing with it. I'm eager to see what he gonna get into. So you breaking
him in? He's 2. Yeah. You gonna break him in at the end of the year?
He beating on tables and everything, singing. Why not? Yeah. by 2, I was putting records on a record player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
We need to see that picture.
Yeah,
so
I'll show it to you.
So I got a question. So what would you tell someone that's just getting started, and they were 17 years old?
Okay.
What's some advice that you would give that person that wants to be that DJ, that entrepreneur?
What I would do is I would suggest, I know at 17 you really don't have a lot of money to buy something more expensive.
Let me just say they have no money.
Yeah.
This particular kid, child, young adult has no money.
Hey, it don't take much now. All you really do, because these kids, they DJing for real on phones now. Like, but Serato Pro. I think you can download Serato Lite for free. That's a big program. Actually, I use the pro level where I had to actually pay. But Serato Lite, you can get started on Serato Lite, and maybe a couple $100 if you can afford that with a real basic DJ control. And I suggest just really getting on YouTube and learning the basics. Don't watch people too much though, because that's one of the things I would suggest to somebody starting off, is not watching somebody or shadowing somebody too much, so you can not develop their style. You want to develop your own style. So yeah, but YouTube, that's the YouTube. TikTok, they teach you everything on TikTok. Like, seriously, that's really how I got started. YouTube and I wasn't into TikTok yet, but YouTube.
Well, I mean, social media has proven to be a good asset to, getting into different businesses. So that's good that you suggest that.
Yeah. My girl, she tells me you can find anything on TikTok. And, like, once I really really started paying attention to her, because she stay on TikTok. Once I started paying attention to her saying that, everything that I look up now, I just look it up on TikTok. And
well, I didn't realize that TikTok was kind of taking over. As far as taking over YouTube, as far as creators and developing, just like YouTube. I didn't realize that they were doing that.
Oh yeah, lately it's been a big thing. The U.S. is really trying to ban it lately, but it's a lot of creators and a lot of people that's really made careers off of TikTok.
Yeah, that's good. So you told us to get the basic things, but is there some outside of YouTube and social media, do you recommend that they go maybe sit under someone, maybe get a mentor? Oh yeah, definitely get a mentor. Find somebody that like I got a guy in Pontiac that I really look up to. Well, he's from Detroit, but now he's been living in Pontiac for years due to his marriage and family and everything. But my guy DJ Joe is one of the guys that I really, 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 really look up to. He's the one that I always say when I DJ, when I got started DJing, I'm like, I want to be like him. But yeah, definitely find somebody that somebody whose style that you really, really like, and
reach out to them and see if there's any tips that they can give you. If you can, go sit with them. I sit with DJs, or I sat with DJs at events, and most of the ones that I've been around, they're always willing to help. And
yeah. So I like how you said that. You know, I like the collaboration versus the competition. So that's good.
Oh yeah.
So man, what if someone wanted to contact you? How could they contact you?
So it's a few different ways you can contact me. You can find me on social media. You know, my radio station, the Music Shop, THAMUZIKSHOP. You can. I'm on Facebook there. On Instagram, the Music Shop, THA_MUZIK_SHOP. The Music Shop all together on TikTok, YouTube all together. My personal Facebook, DJ NuffCed. Just look that up. You'll find me.
Wow.
All right, we'll be right back as we take a quick break. Joe Longhamer just texted and said, hey, you need to play some commercials. We'll be right back.
I'll pay the bills.
Are you paying high interest rates on a car loan? Do you desire to purchase a home, but you're unable to get approved? Perhaps you're repeatedly getting denied for credit when applying for credit cards. Listen, better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of instructions that anyone can follow. Call me today, 1-800-988-9184. That's Kathy Washington, your financial impact coach, at 1-800-988-9184. Don't delay. Call today.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
So we're back, and we're back talking about our favorite part of the segment, my community segment, where we highlight community events going on. And on May 18th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Kone Bowman, who is the agency principal at Bowman and Associates, is having the Protect Your Family GoFundMe is Not Life Insurance. That's the title. Protect Your Family GoFundMe is Not Your Life Insurance. Again, it's Saturday, May 18th, 2024. It is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The address is 29260 Grand River, Farmington Hills, Michigan, 48326. Again, the address is 29260 Grand River, Farmington Hills, Michigan, 48336. Or you can reach Kone Bowman for all your insurance, life insurance, rental insurance needs. His number is 1-888-204-2766. That's 888-204-2766.
Man, I'm so excited. So, listeners, today is the day. We have been announcing the Restoration Village's 3rd annual mental health awareness event. This is free to the family. You want to go out today. It is at UWM Sports Complex, 867 South Boulevard in Pontiac, Michigan. You want to go today. This is a free event for the entire family. The Restoration Village has done this for 3 years, and you don't want to miss it. It's something for kids, it's something for adults, and it's something for the teens. Don't miss it. Go today. Again, today at UWM Sports Complex. This is an all-day event, and it's free to the public. Please go out.
Yeah, and next Saturday, May 11th, downtown Pontiac, my guy JT from Cracklands Media, he was on my show last night, but he's got the Forgotten Fashion Show that's going down at 46 North Saginaw, downtown Pontiac, Saturday, May 11th. From 6 to 10 p.m., doors open at 5 p.m. He said it's going to be an after party at the same spot later that day. It's got a lot of different models coming in from all over Michigan, actually. And I think he said he's got some coming from Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of fashion designers, a few from Pontiac, have some models that'll be modeling some of their fashion. So if you're interested in going, he does have tickets available on Eventbrite. If you go on Cracklands Media on Facebook, you can find the Eventbrite link on there. That's going to be May 11th from 6 to 10 p.m. downtown Pontiac at 46 North Saginaw.
So the next one I have is my guy from Pontiac Yak. He does all my electronic needs for my customers. He does remote start, or if you need to get your speaker installed, any electronic needs that you may have on your vehicle. His name is Al Peters, and you can reach him at 248-636-5693, 248-636-5693. Repeat that one more time. 248-636-5693. He also has a party bus. So if you're looking to go to that event, forget about the Uber, forget about the Lyft. Contact Al Peters for your party bus so that you can have your friends and your family eat, drink, and have fun and get home safe.
Man, I'm so excited about this next event that's taking place on May the 18th at 3 p.m. or at 8 p.m. at the Strand Theater. It's called What's a Man to Do? It's the stage play. I'm so excited because the Treasure Within mentoring group, I'm so excited that they are going to participate in this. So shout out to Lakina folks for allowing this to happen. This is another remarkable production, What's a Man to Do? So some of those teens that we actually mentor will be a part of What's a Man to Do, the stage play. So please go out, support. It is at the Strand Theater. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or the Flagstar Strand Theater box office. So please go out and support.
And so now that we ended our...
Wait, I got one more, Regina.
You got one more? I'm sorry.
So I thought Sid had one.
I just had that.
Listen, so I'm excited about May 25th. It's called My Mental Health Matters. And this event is taking place at 5 p.m. It's called A Night to Rejoice. The tickets are $75. I'm so super excited. They are mental professionals all over the world that were given the opportunity to be nominated. So My Mental Health Matters, May 25th.
All right. We want to thank you for joining us this week. We want you to make sure that you have a great week, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Appreciate y'all for having me.
We appreciate you for coming. Yeah. Early in the morning.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore.
Brought to you by Joe Longhamer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Be in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. From Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore, thank you for listening.